She just needed $40, not for herself but to make sure her daughter wouldn't get publicly humiliated at school for unpaid lunch debt. But in the next 24 hours, that simple need would spiral into a deadly robbery, a statewide manhunt, and a hostage situation that would shake everyone watching.
Tyler Perry's new Netflix thriller Straw isn't just a movie. It's a gut punch. It's a cry for help. And it's got people asking, what would you do if the world stopped caring about you?
Janiyah Watkinson, played with brutal honesty by Taraji P. Henson, isn't a criminal.
She's a mother, a fighter,
a woman who's been stretched to her breaking point. She wakes up to the sound of her neighbor's music blasting through thin walls. Her daughter, Aria, reminds her they still owe $40 in school lunch debt.
And outside,
her landlord is waiting to evict her.
She's not lazy, she's not reckless, she's just trapped by poverty, by the system, by a world that seems built to break people like her.
At her job in a small grocery store, things go from bad to worse. She gets into a heated argument with a customer misusing a WIC card. Her grumpy boss, Richard, shuts her down and refuses to give her an advance. All she wants is a little dignity, a little grace, but she gets none.
Then comes the turning point. Masked robbers burst into the store. Guns drawn. Chaos erupts. And Janiyah? She's not thinking about herself, she's thinking about the seizure medication in her backpack.
The one thing her daughter can't live without.
In a panic, she fights back. And just like that, she shoots one of the robbers. Then her boss. 2 people dead.
A mother covered in blood.
And nowhere left to run. Still in shock, still thinking about her daughter, Janiyah crosses the street to the local bank. Not to rob it, just to cash her paycheck, the one covered in her boss's blood. She walks in holding the stolen gun, unsure of what's real anymore. The tellers panic. The alarms are triggered. And suddenly, this isn't a bad day anymore. This is a hostage situation. The SWAT team arrives, ready to take her down. But not everyone outside sees a threat.
Detective Raymond, played by Teyana Taylor, does something rare. She listens. She sees Janiyah not as a suspect but as someone who's been abandoned by the system. A single mom who ran out of options long before she picked up a gun. Their conversations are soft, powerful, and filled with that quiet kind of rage, the kind that builds up when you're constantly told your struggles don't matter.
If this story feels familiar, it's because we've seen a version of it before.
Back in Breaking, John Boyega played a veteran who held up a bank over $892 the government owed him.
Now, Tyler Perry flips that story on its head. This time, it's not a soldier, it's a mother.
Not a debt to the military, but a debt to her child.
Same desperation, same abandonment, different face. Let's be real, Straw has its flaws. The script is messy, the pacing, all over the place.
But what makes this film hit hard are the 3 women at its core. Taraji P. Henson brings layers to Janiyah.
Teyana Taylor gives heart to a hardened detective.
And Sherri, as the terrified but compassionate bank manager, reminds us of the humanity still left in high-pressure moments. Together, they form the soul of this story, women trying to see each other, even when the world refuses to see them.
So yeah, Straw is dramatic. It's chaotic. At times, it's over the top. But it's also necessary. Because behind the dramatics is a haunting question. What happens when someone's pushed too far, and nobody's willing to pull them back? Janiyah's story may be fiction, but her pain, her fear, her exhaustion, that's all too real.
Whether you love or hate Tyler Perry's style, Straw forces you to look,
to listen,
and maybe, just maybe, to understand.
Because sometimes, it's not about who's right or wrong, it's about who's finally had enough.
If you've ever felt invisible, unheard, or just plain tired, this one's for you.
Love you, gang.